Get a nice sample.
This isn't the most glamorous job, but there is a good reason we're trying to pick the perfect sample of poo from this rhino.
This isn't what I signed up for.
She's one of 9 living here at Chester Zoo, which is also home to Europe's newest and biggest endocrinology lab, looking at wildlife conservation. And many of the answers to successful breeding are found in the poo.
Emma! Car lady! Come on. This is Emma in front. She got lovely long hairy ears, so we can tell that it's her. And then this is Kasulu. Hey. So Kasulu's in like her young teenage years at the minute.
Do you have a favourite?
No, we don't have favourites. We're not allowed. The poo is actually really important to us here. Collecting them 4 samples every week. From that, our scientists can tell us when's best to mix our rhinos, because they're part of the European breeding programme. And it can be dangerous mixing them, but if we know she's in estrus, it's more likely that it could go well. And hopefully it will go well.
The work here is part of a global effort to increase the number of these and other endangered animals in the wild. Samples are being sent here from breeding programmes all around Europe. So what are scientists actually looking for in the sample? First, with the rhinos safely out of the way, we have to pick one.
You got a sample bag. You ready to collect some poo?
Let's go and do it.
Yeah. So you want to break the ball apart. That's it, so it's into 2 halves. And then you just want to pinch bits out of the middle.
Like this. That much?
Yeah.
We've collected the poo sample from the rhinos. Time to take it to the lab. Hello.
Hi.
So you're just taking a small bit of the sample.
The challenging bit is, particularly of rhino, so because of what they eat, they're browsers, so they eat trees, they eat grass. There's a lot of bark in the samples themselves. And so what we want, you want the pooey bits.
I can smell the sample now hitting me.
You get very used to it after a while, to be honest, and rhino is not the worst by far. So that is essentially our sample. That's all we need. We can learn a whole host of things. So there's aspects around their health. So when it comes to things like reproduction itself, you can work when they are ready to mate. And then you can also monitor the pregnancy itself to make sure everything's going along okay. There are other bits around well-being, so we can look at see if the environment that we're providing for our animals is optimal.
With the sample prepared, we need a quick lab coat change and into the clean room for testing.
From the sample earlier on, we add the alcohol, and then this is the finished product. So this is what we will use to do our tests on. So we'll add some chemicals to it, and from that we will get a nice colour change reaction, and that will tell us how much hormone is in the sample.
We collected quite a large amount of poo from the rhino, and actually all you've needed is a tiny bit.
All we need is a tiny, tiny bit. But the reason why we work with poo is because there's lots of it. It's really easy to get, like you guys saw today. It's quite available on the ground in the mornings.
The ultimate goal is to find out as much as possible about these animals so that they can be protected in the wild.
Our mission is to prevent extinction. So what we're trying to do here with the science is try and put evidence towards how we can kind of better use the resources that we have, think about the challenges, and then put evidence behind all of that to try and make a difference for species in the world.
We are at crisis points. There are lots of species that are going extinct. Is it a lost cause, actually, have things gone too far?
It can be really challenging. It can be quite negative to think of that sometimes, but I firmly believe we can actually make a difference. I've seen it happen in my lifetime. So when I was younger and started off as a scientist, I ran hormones in the lab for black rhinos, and I never conceived of the fact that the next generation, their prodigy, would be returning, but they have. So we actually have put black rhinos back into the wild, and the science behind it absolutely has made a difference. So I have a lot of hope for the future.
This isn't a small challenge for those working in this field. Developments in science struggle to keep up with the rate of extinction. But as conservation tech does advance, hope of saving these species gets stronger.